In my research, you talking about food, it has come up a couple of times. I was wondering, were you happy with catering at the Rabbit Hole production?
Yeah, no, yeah, the catering was pretty good, thank you.
Yeah, why is it important to you?
Well, I mean, there's an old expression: the regiment marches on its stomach. And if you feed the regiment well, they march well. So it's simple as that.
Rabbit Hole, it leans into, well, topics like surveillance and misinformation. Can you speak to any ways in which Rabbit Holes addresses current social or political issues?
I don't know that it directly associates political issues, but certainly the whole business of the acquisition and the misuse of personal information is as relevant now as it ever was, and it's getting more relevant every day. But we're not making a documentary. This is an espionage thriller that uses the business of acquiring personal information for this thriller. And that's I mean, there is so much more that um, that could have been used for this story, but I think a fair amount has been used, and a clear demonstration of how it can be misused is very apparent in this show.
And you've said that in an interview that I've come to a point in my life where I don't care about offending people. How can that play out when you're on set in a professional environment?
Um, I care about upsetting people. I care about hurting people. I try not to care about offending people. And I try not to think about what other people are going to think of me. They have to take me as they find me. Um, and I think, because I've got, there's more sand in the bottom of my egg timer than there is in the top. I die. So there is no reason to care too much about people being offended or what they think of me.
You've done a lot. You've done a lot throughout your career, but I guess it's okay to say that you're best known for authoritarian and kind of villainous characters. What is it about your acting skill set, screen presence, and appearance that makes a good villain or a kind of a strict force?
I don't know. Maybe it's the way my face is put together. I don't know. It's just that there was a time when I was playing romantic characters, and at some point that changed. And although I try not to play the same characters over and over again, I just love working. And unless something is really bad, if it's a similar character to a character I played before, and I find that I can ring the changes and make it not exactly the same, then that's what I'll tend to do, just because I just like working.
And you've had some really memorable roles in your career. Personally, I'll always identify you as the villain Benedict in the last action hero of all roles.
Oh,
But
right, that was fun. Yeah.
but others might go for, Tywin Lannister, I imagine. Now you're lucky enough to have done roles that makes the audience refuse to see you as anything else. Is that like a blessing or a curse when you go on to other projects like Rabbit Hole?
I think it's more of a blessing than a curse,
In what way?
because um, I think people's impression has tended to be favorable rather than unfavorable. They seem pleased to see me.